From the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World. Oscar De La Hoya versus Hector Macho Camacho. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape and it'll tell us a few things. De La Hoya is going to be much taller. The weight's about the same. He's much younger, 11 years as a matter of fact, and he's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. For the countries that take it in the metric system, there you have it. The big thing there is the age difference and, of course, the reach. And the rules under which this will be contested: 10-point must scoring system, no 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. A fighter can be saved by the bell in the last round only, and only the referee can stop the fight. If we get into any accidental headbutts or anything like that, Dave Bontempo and I will explain it to you as it becomes pertinent. There he is, the Macho Man. Hello again, everybody. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan with Dave Bontempo, and Hector Macho Camacho making his way in here. 64-3 with a draw of 32 knockouts. He could be a very, very tough opponent for Oscar De La Hoya tonight.
Very colorful opponent, always outspoken. Stirs up the pot, which he did in pre-fight week as well. And when he takes off the armament, see the little back of the head with the hair there. It was pulled this week by Oscar De La Hoya's people. He got very upset about that. That was a symbol. He got very mad and was talking about that. And Hector Macho Camacho, very good long-time fighter, and just coming off the win over Sugar Ray Leonard.
Well, if you don't like his antics, and if you don't know him, you probably don't like his antics, but Dave and I know him well. And he's just a real character and really a really nice guy. He's had huge wins in his career over Rocky Montoya, Freddie Roach, Edwin Rosario, Cornelius Boza Edwards, Howard Davis Jr., Bumbo Mancini, Vizzy Pazienza. He had a win and a loss with Greg Haugen, and he also beat an aging Roberto Duran, and as Davey said in his last time out, he handled a Sugar Ray Leonard in short order, a 5th round and TKO victory. But this is a guy who's very slick, and he's got power, and he's always in shape. And as a matter of fact, Hector Camacho is the reigning IBC 160-pound champion. So this guy can go up tonight. He's going after Oscar's 147-pound title.
We talked about the wins over Duran and Leonard, and you know, regardless of the fact those guys were aging, he's the only man ever to beat both of them.
Yeah, he's some kind of character. I'll tell you, if you like entertaining, borrow a little bit from wrestling. This is the Macho Man. I love to watch him fight. Love to watch him fight. Of course, he's a southpaw, and we'll see how De La Hoya handles that. He was able to handle another southpaw called Pernell Whitaker a couple of fights ago. Oscar's last time out was in June when he stopped David Camacho in the 2nd round in that fight down at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. And look at the energy that this guy puts out coming into the fight.
He just won the 1st round.
That's it. Another one of the great battles between Mexican descent fighter Oscar De La Hoya and Hector Macho Camacho from Puerto Rico, and that's beginning to be a huge rivalry between the two nations. And this is just another one of it. Of course, the crowd in hopeful anticipation that the undefeated Oscar De La Hoya will be seen shortly. And you hear the Mariachi boys striking it up, and I expect we'll be seeing Oscar momentarily. You know, Oscar had that extensive amateur career, gold medalist. There he is, turned pro in '92. Great jab, a lot of power, excellent boxer, always in great shape. You know, we learned a couple of fights ago, Dave, when we call that Pernell Whitaker fight. This guy's hands are a lot better than what we were giving him credit for in terms of speed. He's going to need that because Camacho is so slick defensively and moves around so much. Well, if he can get Camacho to engage with him, it could be a tough fight. The problem is Camacho is such a defensive fighter, it's hard to, and with his movements, to land clean shots with him. But we'll see what Oscar can do with him tonight.
He's got a nice knockout record, but Oscar De La Hoya also more of a thinking man's fighter than some realize.
Yeah, we talked about the top opposition for Camacho. Certainly the same is true for this man, Oscar De La Hoya. Don't forget, he's got 7 world title belts in 4 weight divisions, too. And Camacho has 6 division world championships. So these are 2 really good fighters. Camacho on the other end of his career, and Oscar coming along. Camacho 35 years of age now, and Oscar just 24, so a bright future for him, and who knows how long Camacho can go, because he never really ggets beaten up.
And he'll go against a De La Hoya who starts quickly in his fights.
Yeah, in the very first part of his career, a lot of first and second round knockouts. That's not punishing to the body, but in recent fights, you know, running into better fighters as he comes up. All right, here's Michael Buffer standing by, and we'll have the official particulars to get this fight underway. Michael?
From Caesar's Palace, the home of champions here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Top Rank Incorporated, Mike Acree Promotions, in association with your undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Present the featured bout of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the World Boxing Council. Nevada Chairman Dr. Elias Ghanem, Executive Director Mark Ratner, Commissioners Nat Carasali, Lorenzo Fertitta, Luther Mack, and Dr. James Nave. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Flip Homansky, Dr. Robert Voy, Dr. James Wish Game, and Dr. Al Capana. Your timekeepers at the bell, keeping time and counting for the knockdown seconds, are Al Bisick and Mike Lachella. WBC President Jose Sulaiman. WBC Supervisor at ringside Mauricio Sulaiman. The 3 judges assigned to score this bout, scoring on a 10-point must system, are Chuck Jampa, Anek Hungtungkam, and John Keane. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Richard Steele. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the site where legends are made, Caesar's Palace. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, trimmed with red, and weighing in at exactly 147 pounds. His professional record stands at 64 victories, 32 by knockout with only 3 defeats and 1 draw. In almost 2 decades of competition, he has captured 5 world titles. He's undefeated in his last 21 consecutive bouts. And tonight, he comes to the ring ready to show the world that his time, macho time, has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bayonan, Puerto Rico, here is the 5-time world champion, the challenger, Hector Macho Camacho. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold and weighing also exactly 147 pounds. In 1992, he captured Olympic gold. And now as a professional, with a perfect record of 25 victories, 21 knockouts without a loss, he has captured the hearts of boxing fans around the world. This to go with his 4 world titles. Tonight, he plans on victory to maintain his recognition as pound for pound one of the best there is in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, from East LA, presenting the 4-time world champion and reigning undefeated WBC welterweight champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Richard Steele will call them in now.
Okay, I've gave both of you guys instruction in your dressing room. I'm cautioning again, obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
All right, so we're set to go. The much anticipated fight between Oscar De La Hoya, the 4-time world champ and a 5-time world champion in several divisions, Hector Macho Camacho. Camacho much more experience with 64 victories, just 3 losses and a draw with 32 knockouts. He has more knockouts than De La Hoya has fights, but very evenly matched going into this fight. Let's see how Oscar handles the southpaw. The last time we saw him against the southpaw, he was fighting Pernell Whitaker.
Look for the right-hand lead by De La Hoya, the double left hook. He's got an excellent left hook, and he's a great combination puncher to the body.
He caught him and put him back on his heels that time. Crowd loves this. Camacho's a guy who knows how to avoid shots for the most part. He's slick, he knows when to hang on. In a lot of ways, he's a defensive fighter and picks his shots to go offensively. But you don't, win 60 fights strictly on fighting defense. Right now, Oscar's all over him here in the early going, and the crowd, of course, absolutely loves it. Because, as we mentioned, Dave, Camacho, for a lot of reasons, is a guy people root against, but as you and I know, he's a terrific kid.
And De La Hoya, crowd sensing too his quick start. He did hurt Camacho with that early left hook, and he's cut off the ring here, trying to hone in.
Camacho in the black trunks, red trim. He always comes out in flamboyant trunks, as you know. Boy, Oscar's done a terrific first round. I know we're only midway through it, but things are going well for Oscar right now. The steel fight has to separate the two.
You can't miss him with the left hook so far.
Just underneath the outstretched right hand of Camacho. Camacho's got to get that right jab going. Instead, Oscar just bores in on and throws the left hook with power. He's getting above it all the time. Remember, Dave, there is a serious height and reach advantage for Oscar, and he can take advantage of it so far, and is taking advantage of it with Macho Camacho.
Fighting the lefty in textbook fashion here.
Right, step back,
the angles he's using,
hand.
staying outside the lead foot. The left hook has been there, and he is boring through Camacho thus far.
Now, Camacho's making a big mistake in that he's pawing with his jab. And when you paw with your jab, you're not going to hold off a guy with a longer jab that's as tall as Oscar is, and it's a real problem really going here for Hector Camacho.
No holding.
Richard Steele, no holding, no holding. See the jab, what I mean, Dave? He's almost hitting like you hit a speed bag with the back of your hand.
Well, this is a jab that gave him the speed edge on fighters throughout his career, but now at this point, he's trying to muscle guys. He did that against Leonard, but De La Hoya is younger, faster, and stronger.
Yeah, we're not talking about the Leonard in his prime, and De La Hoya is right in his prime. So, and probably, not probably, definitely Camacho's beyond his prime, but still, he's so slick that he's tough to hit.
Time.
Bell ends the first round. Nothing offensively for Camacho. It's a 10-9 round for De La Hoya.
Breathe and relax. Breathe and relax. Breathe and relax, okay? You're okay. Breathe and relax. Gotta hold that ground. He's coming hard, but he's coming tall. And you're standing right up with him, too. We want to stay short, okay? If he wants to come hard, you got to get down a little bit lower, stay short. He'll run into the left hand. You're overextending it a little too much. His head is right here, and you're shooting it long, okay?
As Pat Burns tries to break it down for Camacho, instructional, as De La Hoya scores with the hook here. That hurt Camacho early on. Talk about that hook by De La Hoya against the lefty style. Look how he gets everything into it. And kept his momentum and leverage coming through the offensive sequence, which is why it was effective.
And in fairness to Hector Camacho, Dave, I mean, Oscar hit him with a whale of a left hook, and he was able to maintain his equilibrium and not go down, which is credit to the conditioning of Camacho. All right, this is round 2. I'm the Colonel Bob Shirt along with Dave Bontempo, our principals in the gold trunks. Oscar De La Hoya, Hector Camacho in the fancy trunks,
keep him in
black
front,
and red.
keep him in front.
Third man in the ring is Richard Steele. We believe unofficially that Oscar won the first round. Our official judges, Anik Hongkantam from Thailand, Johnny Keane from England, and Chuck Chiempa from right here representing the
Step
Nevada
back,
State
don't jump,
Athletic
don't
Committee.
jump, don't jump.
Richard Steele, of course, from Nevada as well. Oscar just picking off that right jab of the Macho Man. He's got to throw some more right hands. He tries to let it go, and Oscar does a nice job slipping at the bottom of the left hand as Oscar that time.
Good body shot by De La Hoya with the right hand. Got to Camacho along with the hooks that we have seen.
See when Oscar gets squared up a little bit, he lets the right hand fly. And he's been working with Emmanuel Stewart getting ready for this fight. And Manny's got him, I think, unleashing that right hand a lot better.
Quick to recognize it, quick to see the opportunities. He could use it as the right hand lead with this matchup. And De La Hoya with an excellent combo left hook uppercut there, driving Camacho back. And we're seeing Camacho being overpowered early. It's a unique position for him to be in.
He just fights offensively in spurts, and Oscar just keeps plodding forward, plodding forward. It's going to be a little frustrating for De La Hoya not to be able to hit this guy cleanly, but it's a long fight scheduled for 12 rounds, and if you don't know it, both of these guys can go the distance. Both had a lot of early knockouts early in their careers, and of late they both have shown that they can go the distance. Although in their last fights out, they both stopped opponents. Oscar had a second-round knockout over David Camacho, and Hector had a fifth-round stoppage of an aging Ray Leonard. It's a good combination he and out there.
Good left hands by De La Hoya. Also notice how he's closed the distance on Camacho, getting into good punching range, setting up perfect positioning. He's let that left hook fly, and he is getting to Hector with his power punches.
Yeah, he is. And notice the way, as soon as he gets in on him, that Hector will grab him. And the other thing that happens is when Hector feels that rope up against his back, watch the way he doesn't linger. He slides one way or the other, usually to his right. Bell ends the second round, and you know, going to give that one to De La Hoya as well. He's on the offense all the way.
You're giving him a little too much room. You're fighting exactly the fight that we don't want to fight, okay? You got to pick up your pace. You got to start working your jab. You're giving him a little too much room. That round could have went either way, to be honest with you, okay? You had to get pressure on him, but you got to pick up the pace. Don't look for no one shot. Look like you're trying to set back, waiting on one big shot to catch him with. Just start putting them together the same way you was in training. See, just waiting on one big shot is no good. Just start putting them together, working your jab, working your jab. You got to pick up your pace on this guy. Otherwise, he's coasting right into the groove that he wants. You give.
Let me tell you, he's starting to fold here a little bit. He's starting to do some amateur things. Keep your hands up, keep your head moving, and stay low.
Can make him work.
Okay, you make him work. Make him work. Make him work. You're doing it.
Emmanuel Stewart, you heard the instructions to Oscar and Pat Burns talking to Hector Camacho. This is round 3. Oscar in the gold, the golden boy. Camacho in black.
Both guys issued orders about technique, but Emmanuel Stewart had a little bit of motivation for Oscar De La Hoya as well, as far as picking it up and working into your routine. Jab, then the hooks, don't go for the one big shot.
And Pat Burns' instructions get a little bit busier for Camacho and close the gap a little bit. And he's trying to do that while he moves exceptionally well. Oscar plods forward, tries to cut him off in the corner. And see, this guy's excellent at tying opponents up, including Oscar De La Hoya. And as soon as he can't throw anymore, he will grab. A couple of light jabs by the Macho Man. Nothing serious. Oscar looking to plant that right hand on his chin.
He has to avoid the tendency to load up, but he's been successful with power shots, and human nature is going to enable you to want to load up. You see an opening, you go for it.
Hector felt that last one, Davey boy. That uppercut snapped the head back, and he had a pretty good right hand in before it. Oscar's lethal with either hand. He goes with the right hand lead, misses the uppercut that time. But when he lands that uppercut, it can be lethal.
Why watch the leverage of De La Hoya, whether he throws the right hand lead or the left hook. He is always in punching position right after that and right on top of Camacho, something you would expect from the younger fighter against an older fighter.
Hunter, get out! Come on!
Camacho's corner, they said, make De La Hoya work. That's actually the De La Hoya involved.
Still more punches being landed by Oscar De La Hoya. You know, the Macho Man works all the time because he's moving all the time. But like Pat told him, he's going to start landing some shots, and it's tough. You know, we saw Pernell Whitaker a couple of fights ago, Dave, when he was able to, you know, bend down at the knees. But you know, Camacho can do that sometimes. That's a very tough skill to be able to pull off against a guy who can really hit you down with a solid right hand.
De La Hoya teeing off again with a huge left hook, and he's not only cut off the ring on Camacho, he's cutting it into corners.
Hit him with a good body shot that time. Another one right behind the elbow. That's the old Julio Cesar Chavez behind the elbow shot.
See the reach of De La Hoya, he can load up on the big shot.
Watch your head, don't hold it.
With the proper angle, does not get hit in return, and he is landing all the power shots in this fight.
Break! Step back.
Well, we're in the third round, we're closing the portion of the third round. And I got to give that round to De La Hoya as well. So, Hector, I don't know what he has to do, but he better start winning some rounds soon.
Just relax. Okay, you're fighting with one hand. You're fighting with your left hand. Let's let both hands start going now. Both hands go. When he gets close, you're going very defense. You're going defense. He's throwing a couple shots and you're parrying him. You blocked him 2 punches. When he's on tight on you, come back hard with both hands, Hector. Do you understand? He's coming to you. Let's use your experience. You've been there. Sucker this guy in. He wants to keep coming and leaping. Go to him.
Just suck it in and spit it out. That's how you get fucking bumps.
Keep that pressure
De La
on.
Hoya has been on the march from the beginning. Good uppercut, even as he's being held behind the head. Look at the power generated through here, through the hips, and then the turn. Now the left hook missed, but you see the technique of Oscar De La Hoya, how balanced he remains.
Yeah, balance is a key thing always with Oscar. Here we go. This is round 4. Thomas and Mack Center, sponsored by Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. At stake, the WBC Welterweight Championship of the world at 147 pounds. Both of these guys have held all kinds of titles on the way up to 147. And as a matter of fact, Camacho went up to 160 to fight the IBC title and won that. Oscar's only, Hector Camacho's only losses are to world champions, including Greg Haugen, who he avenged that one, and then he lost to Julio Cesar Chavez and defeated Trinidad. So, nothing to be ashamed of there in that league.
You add up the scorecards of his 2 fights with Haugen, all 6 scorecards, they come up exactly even in a series that went 1-1, and each won a fight.
Haugen, the former tough man, is a tough man. Approaching the halfway mark here in round number 4. Camacho trying to turn it up a little bit here and see if he can grab him around. And he needs it. Double, triple with the jab in the face of Oscar. Oscar holding his zone, won't be backed off. Misses with the uppercut, catches with the light left.
In addition to the hook, the uppercut will be there for De La Hoya all night because Camacho trying to hold him down behind the head. De La Hoya can pick up on that and fire a shot off of the clinch.
Left hook lands, snaps the head, you hear the crowd reaction. Anytime Oscar does anything, the crowd's very pleased here in Las Vegas. That time a pretty good right hand by the Macho Man. Trying to do what Pat Burns told him and try to get more punches in the face of Oscar, but it's a tall order against a guy with the reach and height advantage that Oscar possesses.
You talk about a tall order, they're telling Camacho to get small, get down low, try to bob and weave. And that's not the style he is most comfortable with. He's comfortable being on the outside, dictating the pace, and not having to be the guy to go inside and try to make the fight.
And 64 times in his career it's worked, so how can you argue with the Macho Man? But this is a whole different kettle of fish. Young, up and coming, very strong, very skilled Oscar De La Hoya. And again, one thing about Oscar, and I'll say the same thing for the Macho Man, these guys always come, they're consummate professionals. They come to fight, they're in shape. Really shots inside. Camacho tries to hang on, and Oscar just keeps throwing shots. Now Richard has to separate him with the belt. Boy, I don't know. I can't give that one to the Macho Man. Like to, but I don't think he did enough.
He was more aggressive, but not effectively.
That's it.
How you feeling? Okay, just keep the same tempo on. A little bit more punches. You're not doing nothing wrong. We just got to keep a little bit more pressure on his ass, okay? And work your jab a little bit more. Keep working the jab. You're getting closer and closer to him each time as you're moving along, but work the jab just a little bit more. You're getting closer to him now. You're getting closer in where you start catching because he's bit it in. Now, you gave you a 7th round. This is the 4th round coming up.
Punches and combinations now. 2, 3 punches at a time. Just that 2nd and 3rd punch is going to get him. Do you understand? Keep putting that pressure on him. Work that left hand. Bring the right hand. You rip a couple of those body shots, you'll catch him with that hook. Make him fight.
A lot of grease on the face of Camacho for obvious reasons. De La Hoya's getting to him more. Let's see if Emmanuel Stewart complains about it. Very matter of fact, Dave, in between rounds, Emmanuel says, "How you think?" He says, "Okay."
Yeah.
This is their office, you forget.
Well, Emmanuel Stewart telling him to use the jab more, too. Set up the 2nd shot, that you're getting closer, and he is. But he wants De La Hoya to operate off the jab, and then it will be a more natural movement for the hook, or maybe something behind the hook can get in. And for Camacho, they want him to focus on a 2nd shot, but that's harder to get against De La Hoya on the inside because De La Hoya's out muscling him.
This is round number 5. We're in Las Vegas. I'm the Colonel Bob Shutter with Dave on tempo. Loading up shots there with Oscar De La Hoya. Able to slip away from Hector Camacho. Camacho in the black with the red trims. Nice little feint and then the right hand that time. There's slick little things that we can see right here on ringside. It's so tough for people to see at home.
Including that nasty uppercut by De La Hoya. That had a huge effect, and he threw it from far out, but he was able to get away with it, and he rattled Camacho momentarily. So he's got a lot of different weapons are scoring for him in punitive fashion, muscle shots.
Every time Camacho seems to get a little bit offense going, Oscar takes it away from him by his own aggression. Oh, nice right hand that time. Camacho was rolling with it so he didn't get hurt, but it looked a lot better than perhaps it was to the head of Camacho, because we're not taking punches.
Still a message was sent there to Camacho that you can't afford for me to catch you with that, and it does make you a little more gunshot. Camacho being pushed around in manners that he usually is not.
And you notice we're only in the 5th round, Dave, with about a minute to go. Camacho in the first couple of rounds, as soon as he would feel that rope in his back, man, he was snapping out of there left to right. Usually he slide to his left, but now when he touches it, he's much slower getting off that rope, which allows things like this to happen. The uppercut, slinging body shots here. Uppercut again.
That speed and power coming at Camacho from a younger De La Hoya, who's on top of him here. And this is why Camacho is not getting small like the corner wants and getting down and bobbing and weaving. There is a risk associated with that you're in line for more fire. And he doesn't seem to want to be in that line of fire right now.
Now, Oscar's had one of the better rounds of the fight here. On my score sheet, he's won them all, but this is a very definitive round. Nobody's been down, nobody's shaken. No cuts. Even with the hand speed of Camacho there in the closing seconds of the 5th round, Oscar's able to parry the punches off his glove. There's the bell, ending round 5. Boy, De La Hoya couldn't box much better than he did in that round.
Give me that water. Give me the water.
That burns here.
Watch his mouth out.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Hector, stop bringing the uppercuts. He's dropping down. Every time you throw the left hand, he's dropping down. You might even want to feint it, bring the left hand up when he dives underneath it, okay?
It's the 6th round coming up. I can't believe it's the 6th round.
Mira, look at Oscar. Come here. Oscar.
Speeder. So you're taking his left punch away from him, which is strictly only his left hand anyway. You're taking that away from him. So just keep the pressure on him. That's the only shot that he's got.
Trying to get the grease on Oscar's face so he
keep the
would
heat
walk
on him.
out there. And the leather would slide off a little bit better when he is hit. We're coming up to round number 6 at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. At stake, the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World. It's Oscar De La Hoya in the gold trunks and in the black. With the red and the fancy trunks and fancy shoes, Hector Macho Camacho. How many times have you heard this week in Las Vegas? What time is it? It's Macho time.
Gets a lot of attention with
Are you tired?
Nah, you know what? He's one of the guys who realizes the necessity for marketing, and it's just a natural extension of his personality anyway. So it's not contrived. It is him, and he's effective that way. It's helped him throughout his career. Now in this fight, just finds himself in a position where the other guy's got more muscle than he does, and he's in trouble.
That's one of the best combinations of the fight by Oscar. Hurt him to the body, started with it upstairs, and then hurt him to the body. And now is Camacho in a bit of trouble here. Trying to land one big right-hand power shot now.
And De La Hoya senses something. He is right on him.
He's a little impatient, though. I know Manny would tell him to go back to the jab, work your way in, and then let it fly. But yeah, when you see, and you're a fighter, you see you got a guy back on his heels, but this guy is so slick. You got to really set him up for dropping.
Much easier said than done from the corner. And the speed of the fight, and you sense an opportunity, and you're instinctively a warrior, and you have to balance that with the knowledge of a great trainer.
Yeah, it's like late in fights when, you know, different corners you tell the fighter to cruise on the way ahead. It's not the nature of a fighter. Look at this. I mean, De La Hoya's probably won every round of the fight. He just keeps coming forward, and Richard has to warn Camacho about hanging on.
We hurt him again with that left hook, and he's getting closer and hurting him more with these punches.
Yeah, it is, and also his jab is turned into kind of a jab hook, and just like that one there, and he's catching Camacho a lot, which is banging that head around quite a bit. You wonder how much of this he can take, but Camacho is very, very tough to knock out and stop. He only lost 3 fights, and all those went the distance.
De La Hoya has done a disciplined job in this fight of cutting off the ring and getting himself into prime punching position. He's put Camacho in the corner, loaded up with the big shots.
As I watch him in the last few fights we've done, Dave, this kid's just getting better and better and better. And he's such a likable fellow, Oscar.
Kinds of people to the fights.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, he's from East Los Angeles, but they come over here for the weekends to Las Vegas and they love it. The bell ends the 6th round. We're at the halfway point, and I haven't given around to.
And Dad likes it.
I haven't given around to Camacho yet. Joel De La Hoya, Daddy.
Now you're catching him with that shot over the side here, you see, because he don't see that. In fact, all of your combinations are working. And what he's doing the same shit as Ricky now. He's pulling straight out, catch him on the tail end, you understand?
Relax,
when he finishes up with everything, he's pulling straight out, just keep leaping right to his ass, okay?
More De La Hoya magic. There's the uppercut as he came in. Emmanuel Stewart telling him, Camacho's backing straight up, and you see an example of it here, which is disaster for a fighter. Then he comes in, good power, coming through the hips. Look at the leverage of De La Hoya. The right uppercut leads into more shots. The hook. See how he's keeping the task and staying with business.
And you know, Dave, a couple of rounds ago you were talking about the balance of De La Hoya, and it really is sensational, especially when you're the guy. Now Richard calls timeout at this corner of Camacho.
Let's go with the tape.
Yeah, he wants some tape. Look at it. It's right next to us. You don't get that on us.
Clean it up good.
Come on, just get some more.
All we need is the mud, the blood, and the beer from the
You
corner,
cut
right?
that and rewrap it.
And the ice.
Meantime, though, they give about by the time it's all over, they'll give close to an extra minute of a break to these guys. So I kind of think these guys might come out a little bit more
Here's some over
fireworks
here.
now that they've had a 2-minute break.
Stay in the corner,
You know,
stay in the
Angelo
corner,
Dundee was
stay in the
always
corner.
famous for that, messing up the corner, pulling a bit of
Okay.
tape up, and if his fighter was behind, to give him
Cutting
a
the glove.
yeah, cutting the club. The old pro Angelo. Still going
up,
strong.
keep him up.
Here we are in the 7th round now, and it seems to have Oscar as ignited as the Macho Man.
Right, these guys are coming off of an extended break now, so they should have a little bit more
Zippity-doo, yeah.
Right.
And
There's a headbutt by Camacho, trying to make it look inadvertent on the inside.
Richard Steele right on top of it, though. Jab, sneaky
Punching
right,
out.
left hand. The jab, Oscar's catching all his jabs, and that time he walks past them. It's got to be frustrating for Camacho, who's had so much success in the ring, to be fighting this guy, and he can't quite catch him.
He doesn't have the speed to him. De La Hoya, flawless so far technically, and we look for something on the inside. Will he adjust at some point with Camacho always holding him to fire an uppercut? It's one thing to hold, but you can't do it repeatedly and give the guy the same look all the time. He'll react to it, he'll adjust.
Well, Oscar, if you notice, gets squared up a little bit to throw his right hand, but see right now he's a little square. Now he jabs, and now you expect, well, I was expecting right hand behind that, but he hasn't chased this guy down so much.
He does, he gives you a quick shift
Don't hold
back.
your hands out.
We're
Pull
screwed
him
up,
back
and
in.
it's a quick shift into a power position.
When he has
him back.
that right leg up beside his left heel, he's coming with a hook.
Right. Step back clean.
And you know, you almost expect the right hand. You see it's up there now. Let's see what he does. Comes with the right
Come on,
hand.
y'all, let's punch, let's work.
He'll right foot is back. Uppercut on the inside that he can hit with either hand, and I'm afraid for Hector Camacho is beginning to feel it here in the 7th round.
Three tremendous left hands.
Ooh. That punch there, Dave, would have dropped a lesser opponent, I'll tell you.
And the fact that he kept the balance and landed 2 shots.
Right. Step back.
But the first one was a pretty good sized bomb, and the second one was awfully good right behind it.
You know, a lot of people think you have to have big, bulky muscles to fight, but in reality, professional fighters with these long, striated muscles, Oscar De La Hoya has almost a perfect body. Boy, he's making Camacho pay for it right now. These last couple of rounds have been great rounds, I think, for Oscar. The Macho Man hangs in there, but he looks like he's wilting a little bit to me.
And this is De La Hoya sticking to business all the way. Tremendous sense of focus. His technique has been terrific.
Right.
That ends the 7th. We got a shutout so far in my score.
Okay, we got 5 rounds to go. Okay? There ain't no bullshitting around. You want this title, you got to go after this son of a bitch. You understand? You got to go after him, and you got to fight him. You get in there and you work both hands. You're not going to win a decision. It's going to have to be a dog fight. You need to throw hard punches, and you got to throw them sharp and short. Okay? Let them go. You take it to another level. Okay? Work both hands. Get inside. Start working up.
What is today's round coming up already? He got by the 7th. Put the shots together a little bit faster, but put some more power into him. You get a good stream to go in, and then you take a little break and you let him have a
Well,
vacation.
they're telling Camacho to go into another level, but his face shows you the fatigue and the exasperation of running into stuff like this. There's the hook from De La Hoya.
Seconds
He
out.
has bloated up in the last couple of rounds.
And you heard again, Emmanuel tell Oscar, load up your shots now, and Pat Burns made it quite clear to Hector that he's behind in the fight, and he is, and that he's got to turn it up a notch. Let's see who's going to win this battle of wills.
Well, for Camacho, in order to land those short shots that they were telling him about, he's got to get inside first, and that's the gamble.
he
Because
can't-
on the inside, he's getting clipped.
You're right, Dave. He can't get inside the way Oscar's fighting tonight. Oscar's got the jab going. He'll come with a sneaky right hand lead. Tim He'll bounce the left hand off straight down the middle and come back with a hook. And then the right hand. I mean, he's fighting a perfect fight against this guy.
Another good thinking man's fight here for De La Hoya. Just picking up keys and reacting to how Camacho is moving.
Let him up.
Sets up for his own attack well. We see him shifted to the left hook. We see him shifted to the right hand lead.
Punching it up. Right, step back clean. Step back clean.
Into a power position in a very subtle way. And that's some of the things that you really can't teach. The guy has to have that sense on his own.
Well, another thing to observe here is that, you know, Camacho, when he gets fatigued and gets caught up, he grabs to the inside. I haven't seen Oscar really hang on at all in this fight. He wants punching him.
And that uppercut, something short on the inside, is there for him when Camacho is tying up.
He wants to pull the gun and pull the trigger with that right hand.
Punch to get out of there.
Richard Steele likes what he sees. Punch and get out of there. Punch and get out of there. Well, I tell you, if you're an Oscar De La Hoya fan, you gotta love this. It's a long night, it looks like, for the Macho Man. But there's no quitting this guy. There's no quitting this guy. He's as tough as nails. Big shots by Oscar.
And he moved into the uppercut and the hook. Didn't even have to reset for each shot. There's a natural body flow took him into these shots, and he was able to get 3 very good ones together.
You know, for as awkward as Camacho is, I think when he fought Pernell Whitaker a couple of months ago, or earlier in the year anyway, that, you know, he learned how to fight an awkward southpaw, and whatever he learned that fight, I mean, he's just really dominating this fight now. He hasn't been able to drop him. That's the conditioning of the Macho Man.
Right, step back. Watch your shoulder.
Making the right move all the time.
This is one of the best fights I've seen Oscar fight at this point in his career, and we've seen a lot of good ones. But against this particular opponent, who can frustrate a lot of people, Oscar's having a great night. He's broken down in the early rounds of the fight. Now we're in the 8th round. But for the last 2 or 3 rounds, he's really taken advantage of him. And this 8th round was another terrific round. And Oscar just looks so much stronger than his Hector right now.
Good round. This round punches, combinations, try to put them together. See, he's pulling out on every damn thing. That's why you can't catch it, because once you get it to going, he's pulling away. So you got to lunge after him. You may have to miss him, but you'll have to catch him on the tail end shots. Just leap after him, you understand? Because he's pulling straight out. Once you start hitting him, he goes straight back, and then you can't catch him. Just leap after him and keep going. You just punch it with all the power you got with the combinations this time. You're getting him to go on, but he gets off by pulling out of the range, and that way you can't get him.
That's risky.
Everything hard this round.
But he trusted De La Hoya can do that.
Yeah, Emmanuel knows his fighter very well.
Here's the left hook, the right hand, and look at the bounce, how he steps into the 3rd shot here. You wouldn't normally tell a guy to leap and leave yourself vulnerable. He actually said go ahead and lunge. You have to trust that the guy is good enough not to get caught to tell him this.
All right, this is round 9. The Colonel Bob Sheridan with Dave Bontempo. That's Oscar De La Hoya. And the golden trunks with his back to you now and facing you to the left of your screen is Hector Macho Camacho. They're both reigning champions. Oscar is the 147-pound champion of the WBC, and Hector Camacho presently holds the IBC 160-pound title, but he's been a champion, 5-time world champion in 5 different weight divisions. So this is something tonight for Oscar to be able to give him the kind of boxing lesson he's giving him. Remember, Camacho's the type of guy, there's no quit in him, and neither guy has been down. Things haven't been going well for Camacho, and that's why I admire him so much as a fighter.
Yeah, he's maintaining a sense of trying to hang there and put himself in position to do something, but De La Hoya has been so sharp tonight. We're seeing something different than in the Whitaker fight. The Whitaker fight, he made a mistake about this point in the fight and got dropped. But here, he is staying right on what's working. And if he knocks him down, he knocks him down. If not, he's content to outpoint him. But he has hurt him yet again.
His Camacho going back on his heels, and he knows how to hang in there when he's hurt a little bit. You see, he feels the ropes, and he just bounces off the ropes and grabs Oscar to try and get his bounce back in his legs. Now this is where Emmanuel would like to really load up some right-hand power shots. He goes to the right hand. And another one. Digging body shot. Digging body shot. Again, 3 good body shots by Oscar De La Hoya. And another one. Those are Julio Cesar Chavez type left hooks. Borderline and penetrate. Right hand gets thrown to the top of the right hand by
Watch your head.
Camacho. This is a really, really tough fight for Hector right now.
But he can't move out of the way of trouble too easily because these body shots by De La Hoya sapping something from him. He's trying to hold on here, but he has been mauled and manhandled from the beginning.
Both hands. Look at this, and finally he goes down. Camacho doesn't go down too often. Counts up to 5 and 6. He'll take the standing 8 count. And now with 25 seconds to go, can he survive the rest of the round? Oscar moves in, nails him, and he hangs on. 17 seconds to go in the round. He doesn't want to get dropped again. He's already losing this round, 10-8. Oscar knows he's hurt him. He just can't finish him off. The bell's coming up to end the 9th round of the fight. That's the first knockdown in the fight here in the 9th round. Another brilliant round for Oscar De La Hoya.
I told you that was going to be a key part shot for you right there.
Deep in there, deep in there.
That's a very good shot for you. Keep the left uppercut in the right hand, okay? But do what you did. When you get him hurt, just keep running over him, just like you did. Okay? Keep the pressure on him when you get him hurt.
Power generating through the hips, maintaining your balance. Watch De La Hoya, the balance, left hand, right hand. It's not one definitive shot, it's the cumulative effect. Terrific left hook. Bounces the left hook off the shoulder. Right hand gets in, left hand grazes. The shot that put him down followed that one. But he kept on him. Watch how he's on balance here. Just keep throwing the shots. And this is typical of the effort he has given throughout this fight.
Just hunted him down and finally dropped him.
Get the corner!
All seriousness is the look on the face of the Macho Man now. Let's see what he can do and see if he can survive the next 3. He's a very proud man, very proud fellow from Puerto Rico fighting a very proud Mexican.
Watch your head, Rich!
American,
Watch your head.
So again, De La Hoya in gold, Macho Man in the flashy black and red trunks. This is round 10, scheduled for 12. De La Hoya down, rather Camacho down in the 9th round.
Break!
Against a different type of a fighter, Camacho might be able to shorten the fight a little bit, tie up, disperse his energy wisely, and then try to maximize what's left. But here, he is facing a fighter who's infinitely quicker, stronger, and completely takes him out of his game. This is all survival mode now for Camacho.
Yeah, there's not really much else Hector can do right now. He hasn't been able to hit really a clean shot, maybe 2 or 3 times during the course of this fight. In the last round, actually he's been breaking him down throughout the course of the fight, but really, Dave, setting a heavy pace for the Macho Man 7, 8, and 9. Of course, he knocked him off his feet. Another body shot. That's right underneath the heart. That can stop a beat sometimes. I'll tell you another shot that he's open for is the left hook as he reaches with his right hand.
No holding, right?
You can start to add a few things to that list as Camacho tires. That one, the right hand lead, of course, the uppercut. With Camacho leaning over. Look how De La Hoya is always on top of him. Doesn't let him breathe. Doesn't step back.
And that's Emmanuel Stewart just said, okay, stay right on top of this guy right now. He's broken down. But hey, give credit to Hector Camacho. He's one tough cookie because things are not going his way, and he's not going to lay down. That's why I admire prize fights. These guys are so tough. Just a different brand of athlete. Just trying to get the nothing's working.
Right, come on, come on.
Offensive assault, but nothing there.
Finds that De La Hoya is
seconds to go now in the 10th round of the
Don't
fight.
jump, don't jump.
And this really could be scored a 10-8 round. Most judges won't do that, but I mean, Oscar has done everything but drop it. I'm going to score 10-9 because I've got it lopsided anyway.
So, Hector, you can still pull this off. It's not over till the end of the 12th round. You understand? You got 2 rounds now. You got 2 rounds. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Start bringing that left hand up. Bring the left hand up. You're still shooting over. Bring the left hand up and let both hands go. Stay in there tight. Let them fly. You need to knock out. Hold your ground.
Just redo it.
Keep pushing, and every time you finish up, his legs is weak. So when you finish up with punches, always keep pushing him back. Okay, if you go all out this round, you can end it, I believe. I believe he's ready to go this round. But you got to push all the way through. If you dog yourself, you're giving up this round. Let's try to get him out of here.
He's telling him to keep on pushing. He wants his guy to maintain his rhythm.
And on the other side, Pat Burns telling Camacho, come on, you got to pick it up. You can win. You can still win this fight. Pat probably knows inside how tall a test that would be at this stage of the fight. And there they go, putting the tape off. I don't know whether that's intentional or not, but it gives
We need some
Camacho a
good
little bit
tape.
more time to get Camacho's
Okay.
35 years
If
of
you
age.
say so. Okay, let's go, let's go.
Tonight.
Let's go. Time.
So round 11, time is back in. Camacho in the black, Oscar De La Hoya in the gold. Oscar just catching shots right now.
Right. Stop
Okay, but the way the determination of the fighter, Camacho, walked into a right hand there. Yet this kid, there's just no quit in it.
Right.
Don't put in him. He'll tie up. He'll try to work this clock. Get out of here and survive and hope that he might get up. But for De La Hoya, they had a sense that if they could get some power shots in on Camacho early, that they would be seeing a lot of this in the second half of the fight. Camacho just trying to survive and not being able to hold off De La Hoya. The most impressive thing for De La Hoya is he has taken what's worked for him throughout this fight, and he has not deviated at all. No rounds off, no change of style, just go right back to the bottom. Very Chavez.
Yeah, he hasn't even taken 10 seconds off. He's right on top of him. Most of the night he's had to hunt him down. He's always throwing when he comes in. And you know his arms have to be heavy here in the 11th round. We're only approaching the midway point in the 11th round. And the pace has been very, very good. I mean, Camacho does a lot of backing up, but there's still a lot of movement. Look at this, look at this. He's trying to finish him off. Camacho has the wherewithal to hang on. Look at the bruise on the right cheek of Camacho. Camacho was down back in the 9th round. It wasn't one of those ones where he was all over the place with the legs reeling, but he wasn't knocked down. But a series of about 3 or 4, at least 2 solid punches off him. Nice straight right hand that time, and back goes the Macho Man, and he has to hang on and tackles him just because he's sloppy right now.
There's something subtle about De La Hoya.
Let's go, get him done.
Illustrating some of the special qualities he had. On the inside, he timed the separation command of Richard Steele. And then right after that, he nailed Camacho, aware that Camacho was depending upon that and was going to try to work some time off the clock and hold on. But De La Hoya timed that right out of it, maintaining the punch being legal.
Okay, this is the last thing on camera at the holding, okay?
About 30 seconds to go in the 11th round. Las Vegas, Nevada. De La Hoya way out in front of my scorecard. And with the series of judges that we have here, the professionalism involved with these guys, it's got to be the same in their scorecards too, because it's really been a clinic for Oscar De La Hoya. Defending his WBC welterweight championship against the Macho Man, and he has been brilliant to this point.
You see it? You see it? You see it? You can still do it, Hector. You saw it right there. You can still do it. That was a nice left cross. Slow your breathing down.
That was one of the best left hands you've thrown all
That was a
night
hell of a
long,
left
son.
hand. That was a hell of a left hand. It's there. His right hand is down here. You've been working your ass off on that, Hector. It's there. Get in tight, and throw it hard, and turn it over. Every now and then you throw it.
You all right?
You didn't hurt yourself. Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, hurt his shoulders. Yeah, sure did. Don't rub it too much. Okay. You got to finish up strong, okay? Let's finish up strong.
That's the danger when you get down. You have to watch this and see how he lands on the shoulder there.
Tackle move here. De La Hoya going to work.
Grabs him and
See how he lands here.
boom, hard on the left shoulder.
This is the 12th and
All right, here we go. This is the 12th and final round. It would take a knockout for Hector Macho Camacho to defeat Oscar De La Hoya. Everything has been in favor of De La Hoya tonight. Just a brilliant, brilliant fight.
Watch your head.
Not only such a brilliant fight, but this is one of those, could be a mood enhancer. Somewhere down the road, you're having a bad day, you're not happy. Let's go put in the tape of this
Right,
fight.
right. Watch your head. Watch your
Cheer
head.
yourself up, because he has done so many excellent things in this fight.
Come on, don't hold him.
Leverage the pressure,
Let him go.
the reflexes, the athleticism, and the sense of staying on top of a guy who he knows is older and he's not letting him into this
In the head game, too, leading up to the fight all week with the Macho time. And that's just the way
Last
Hector
round.
is.
It's the last time hold, okay? No more.
Iota. 2 minutes left in this fight. It's been all Oscar De La Hoya.
Don't push him. Don't push
Nobody's
him.
really been hurt, although Camacho was down back in the 9th round.
Come on, punch your way out.
And other than that,
Punch
it's
your way
been
out.
all
Listen.
Oscar De La
Right.
Hoya. Camacho has tried to do some brave things during the course of the fight, and it just doesn't work for him. Trying to speed bag De La Hoya's head, but he's short with those right hand punches. And look at the power that Oscar displays here. Minute 30 seconds to go in the fight.
And again, one punch and grab by Camacho.
Come on, work
Trying
and
to
get out.
skip.
Work and get out.
One punch lucky here.
Let him down.
When it's not
Come on,
going
Miguel,
your
let's
way,
go.
that's all you can really do. And he just
Let's go. Don't
He's out
hold
of
him.
gas.
hang in here and not get stopped.
Yeah, he's out of gas now. See, he lets him fly. He does catch Oscar, but look at Oscar. The people on their feet, they
Let him go.
absolutely love what Oscar
Let him
has done
go.
in this fight. Both guys are fatigued.
Time.
And
Time.
Richard
Go to
Steele
corner.
calls time
Go to
out.
corner. 1 point. 1 point.
And takes a point away from him for
1
holding.
point. Don't hold. Time.
It's inconsequential.
Yeah, it's academic. It doesn't mean anything anymore. And look at Oscar trying to finish strong here. 45 seconds to go. That's still, you know, you're going to talk about his conditioning to be able to do this at this stage of the fight. And while he hasn't got hit an awful lot, he's had to chase this guy around and stuff on the legs. Oscar's not going to leave a heck of a lot in the ring when this one's over.
Bright, stop that. Let
We
him
have
go.
not seen
Don't hold
Camacho
him.
ever be manhandled like this, bell to bell.
This has to hang on. Richard took a point away, although it was academic. He just has to make a statement to Camacho and other fighters that you just can't hang on totally. And the bell ends the fight. I got it scored 120 to 106 with the point taken away for Hector Camacho. 120-106 in favor of De La Hoya. But again, the official judges are Anik Pungkam from Thailand, John Keane from England, and Chuck Giampa. And the crowd absolutely loves it, feeling quite confident that this man, Oscar De La Hoya, has retained his championship of the world, the WBC welterweight title.
As dominating a performance as he could want, bell to bell. Here he's overpowering Camacho right away. You rarely see that. The body shots driving Camacho back again. It's usually Camacho dictating the pace, the younger Camacho. But now, at the twilight of his career, things like this are happening to him. He goes down. Look at the power generated by De La Hoya, keeping his balance. The uppercuts, keeping the pressure on, knowing he has a hurt opponent. And Camacho would lose another point in round 12 for excessive holding. And for him, this was just a matter of getting to the final bell. It's academic that Richard Steele took the point away. He just did not want to be stopped, and he wasn't.
Well, his Michael
Ladies and gentlemen, from Caesar's Palace, we go to the Budweiser scorecards. Chuck Champa scores the bout 120 to 105. John Keane 120 to 106. And Anek Hamtongkam scores at 118 to 108 for the winner by unanimous decision and still WBC welterweight champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
So that's the story from Las Vegas. You threw it out 120-106, and it's totally unanimous. Oscar De La Hoya retains the WBC welterweight championship of the world by unanimous decision over Hector Macho Camacho.